All right, let's see. Let's see. Because if this one's good, then it was meant for me to bring this message through tonight. Because when I tell you there's been interference and interference and interference, I hope this one is coming through. I hope this sound is coming through. Hey, Antonia, I'm just talking about all the interference trying to come at me with this message. Let me know if you can hear me. Hear you? Oh, shit. Nice. Nice. The guy says we're going to push this one through. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good one. This is some good vibes and some good energy. But let's get some music playing. All right? While we wait for everybody else to come on in and catch up. Thank God I'm alive and well. I'm alive and well. And there ain't no big smile in my eyes. Can't tell, no. Yo, but mind you don't know when you must tell them you will see me now. You see me now. You see me now. Envious people, I beg you please. When you see me, don't see me now. Don't see me now. Don't see me now. Don't see me now. Talk the things and boys say. They say talk the things. It's like them and want see my people win. I say jealousy and grudges are sin. Talk the things and boys say. They say talk the things. Some of them just want easy living. And success reach them watching your things. So you want to show out. They can't talk to me. God, your just watch over me. Every morning I kneel down and pray for my family. So I say you want to show out. No bad company. Could take away one shot yesterday. When I see negative energy, on the next way. I'm bad mind, I don't know. Then you go tell them you will see me now. You see me now. Envious people, I beg you please. When you see me, don't see me now. Don't see me now. I know you be running the other way, Antonia. Hey, mama. I'm gifted by the most high. 2019 is mine. But you want to show up. They can't talk to me. God, your ears just watch over me. Every morning I kneel down and pray for my family. Look, I say, you want to show up. No bad company. Could take away one job yesterday. When I see negative energy, on in the square. No bad mind, I don't know. Then you go tell them you don't see me now. Don't see me now. When you see me, don't see me now. Don't see me now. Don't see me now. Everybody put your hand in the air. In the air. Big pump away. Rock in the air. Rock in the air. When everybody put your hand in the air. In the air. Big pump away. Rock in the air. Rock in the air. Hey, Candy. Yeah. Yeah, shake off that negativity, boy. That stuff ain't for us. Woo. Let it go. Let it go. Every youth do a study what they say. Go to school and work hard every day. I want you listen to this song on replay. Cause I know job a big plan go ahead. To the fellas who killing daily. Make a change in your life, let me see. But I'm the gonna help someone today. Cause I know job I'm a big plan go ahead. To the people that always angry. Apologize to your voice today. I want you mend every heart that you break. Cause I know job a big plan go ahead. To the people who just procrastinate. Never let bad mind anyway. Get up and make some progress today. Cause I know you have a big plan for it. Every artist listening out there. Influence the youth the right way. Leave a message in your song from today. Cause I know you have a big plan for it.
Hey, Starling.
Of my country. Woo! God bless your soul to do right every day. Do your work with some integrity. Cause I know you have a big plan for it. You have a big plan for it.
Ja have a big plan for it. I'm telling you, that's big facts. Don't let these people fool you into thinking the world is coming to an end. I'm here to tell you that is fake news and false facts. Fake news and false facts if they got you thinking this world is about to end. I'm going to tell you what, it's about to end for somebody. It's going to end for somebody, but it's not going to end for you. That's the foundation of this message. And I hope you're doing well, taking care of yourself. Antonia, Julie Bob, Candy Pop, Nikki Watt. Yes, I'm happy to see you guys. Listen, I was supposed to be resting. I was supposed to be resting. And the spirit wanted me to rest. How did I know? Because everybody I was listening to doing their channeling, they kept bringing up messages of resting. So I'm following my breadcrumbs, right? And I didn't want to rest, but it was a kind of rest where the universe was like, no, you're going to need to rest because you're doing a lot of work when you sleep. The spirit realm is busy. So when you wake up and you're still exhausted and you're like, I didn't do anything. Listen, if your diet's good, your health is good, you're drinking water, you're getting your sleep and you're still tired, you're doing work. You're doing work in the spirit realm. Listen, I got a glimpse of that spirit world today, and I'm telling you, people are getting their ass beat with that spiritual stick. Okay? When I say there's some ass whooping happening in the spiritual realm, you've got to believe you're about to see this play out in real life and in real time. You're about to see people start getting some karma. Listen, that word's going to have new meaning. Okay? So I come to tell you that the world might be ending for somebody. But if you're good, you're good. You see what I'm saying? Big 1111. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, I got my popcorn too. I'm stacking up on everything. Everything, all my snacks, all my little things, because I'm telling you something, man. What I saw, I'm going to tell you how my spirit guides showed it to me, what was happening in the spirit realm. I didn't even ask to see it. Listen, information, it's just coming. It's just coming. That rest was for me to integrate and gather it all up because things are about to move quickly. And the awakening is happening quickly. It's here. It's coming. It's here. It's picking up. It's going to pick up pace and it's going to be quick. And everybody's going to be in place exactly where they're supposed to be to do their part. So if you find that you need more rest, that's okay, because that's the time you're going to get all your stuff, your ducks in a row. This is the time to organize your thoughts, organize all the things that help you to process and stay grounded, because a lot is going to try to throw you off your square, knock you off your foundation, make you doubt yourself. You sit there talking about, what am I doing? You've been doing it, but now you want to look at yourself and say, what am I doing? Listen, you know what you're doing? You're doing the work of the goddess. You're doing the work of the God within you. You're doing God's work, goddess's work, the universe's work. Anytime you doubt yourself with anything, all those old feelings and that old version of you wants to come back and tell you can't do it, what are you doing? As you're doing it. That's what's funny, right? Because as you're doing your work, as you're studying, as you're wanting to open your own business, as you're trying to write that book, as you're working on your self-esteem, as you're working on your physical body, as you're working on your healing, something always wants to come in and just kind of knock you off your square, take you off your foundation. But as you're doing it, and that's when you know you're making progress, because if as you're doing it, something's coming to knock you off, then you're making good progress. You're doing good things. And now all you got to do at that point is just keep going, keep doing it. Whatever's working for you, keep doing it. No matter what those thoughts tell you, no matter what other people try to tell you, if everything you've listened to got you here so far, keep doing it. All right? Because there's a reason the wind wants to blow and sway you. So I got all these downloads as I was resting, right? And my guides started showing me what's going on in the spiritual realm. And what I saw in the spiritual realm is like I was in this African village. I'm awake, I'm consciously awake, but I am real life dreaming. I'm seeing into a space. Okay. And there's a group of women surrounded in a circle, and I'm seeing the huts behind them, the maca bush, the shrubberies, behind them. And then out of nowhere, every one of them had a stick, and this stick is a different kind of stick. That's why I call it the spirit stick. Okay, this stick, the wood was sacred. Okay, it was about, get my hands in the frame here. Okay, hold on, about this wide, and it kind of almost got a little thicker at the end, almost like a baseball bat, but not quite. And it had little splits in it. All right, I've never been to a country in Africa, Jamaica in the United States, a couple other places I've been to when I was in the military, but I've never been to any country in Africa. But I'm seeing this thing so clear. And all these women are dressed in white, but around their shoulders and around their waists are cloths with bright colors, patterns. And it's almost like it all represented like a different tribe, right? And so much information is coming to me as I'm saying this. So all I saw then was just these women raising these clubs. And when I tell you they was whooping somebody's ass, they was whooping somebody's ass. And all I felt was this energy of justice. Okay? These mothers, these ancient ones, in their white, but with their colors, they were bringing in justice at the end of that spirit stick. Okay? When I tell you they were taking turns, man, it was like a symphony, a chorus. And I didn't see any person getting whooped, but I felt like there was a negative energy that needed to get checked, and it got checked hard. Okay? This is a no more playing situation. Okay? The spirit realm is like, it just got serious. Okay? Because nothing, no one, anything at all in anywhere, any space and time will ever be allowed to stop, interfere with, or negate the process of evolution that we are going through. Okay? That's literally like trying to hold somebody back from graduating school purposefully. You're not going to be allowed to do that. You can't do that. The laws that exist throughout this universe will never allow you to do that. You cannot hold humanity back from their evolution. You cannot hold women back from their evolution. You cannot hold children back from their evolution. And whatever spirit or energy it was that was seeking to do that, they was getting the fat end of that spirit stick. And now my guides are saying, watch as that starts to play out in real time, because it's already happened. Another big message that's coming through. And I was kind of iffy to talk about this one. I wanted to make sure I handled this one with delicacy, with gentleness. Okay. But as I tried to keep pushing it back as one of the messages, maybe I do later. It's like, no, that message is now, because it ties in. And here's the message. This has to do with women who have been abused in any way, shape, or form. The time is going to come when you're going to have to tell your story. And you have to tell your story because there are still a lot of women who are not out of their situations. And especially for women who, you have a channel, you're out there, you're seen on social media. What I saw was a lot of different women talking about a lot of different topics. And my guides were saying, you think that's what you're there to talk about. You think you're there to talk about the tarot. You think you're there to talk about the universe and astrology and all these things. But ultimately, your voice needs, the universe needs your voice to tell your story, because that's the real reason you're there. But at your own time, at your own pace, and when you're ready. But just know on a deeper level, that's why you're there. Because there's a lot of women who don't have support. They don't have family. But they tune in, right? They tune into this. And you're going to be guided on how to deliver the message in the best way for them to hear it, because this is now about empowerment. This sisterhood has to get together and unite seriously. Okay? And the reason the sisterhood, the motherhood, has to come together and unite seriously is because there's people filling spaces and they don't belong there. But if you're not in the seat, somebody else is sitting there. It's time to evict. It's time. I had a waking vision where I literally did that to my own mind. I just get these waking visions as I'm going through my day and doing stuff. And one day I'm washing dishes and I get a waking vision that I'm walking into this space, this beautiful space. It's overlooking this balcony to this blue-green world. It was so beautiful, but it was like a party gone wild. And there's stuff thrown over there. It's not, the garden's all out of shape. Everybody just sitting around on spaces that wasn't supposed to even be sat on. It was as if there was a sacred space that was violated with all this craziness. And I remember I walked up to this seat. It wasn't shaped like a throne, but it was, you could tell it was a seat of great importance. And when I walked up to this seat, someone was sitting in my seat. their legs thrown over the side of the armchair. And I felt like I was standing in my divine feminine, and it was a masculine sitting in my seat. And initially, my first instinct and response was, I'm about to raise hell because this is my space. And I felt, that Kalima energy when you feel like you really need to change some shit, and that energy comes through, and it's like, I want to change my space. I need to push all this out. That fight, that's the first thing that wanted to come up as instinct. But then something else kind of took over, which was this energy of grounded calm and power. I wasn't going to tell him he was in my seat. I just needed to own my seat within myself. And he got his ass up and walked away. When you know it's your seat, when you know it's your place, you don't have to yell that. You don't have to scream that. You just have to own that. And feel it in yourself that that's my chair. And whatever look I gave to him, it didn't even need to be angry. It just needed to show my strength. And he got up and he moved. And I turned around and I sat. And I just owned it. Now, I believe what I did for myself in that space was I brought some balance to my masculine and feminine, and it played out in that way for me to be able to physically see what was going on within myself. So there's a lot of women who don't know how to own their space, who don't know how to stand in their strength, who don't know how to be empowered. They need a lot of support. And if you have a story, however you choose to tell it, that's really why you had the experience in the first place. Let me go a little esoteric for a moment. As a soul, when you come into this world to have an experience, you are fully aware of yourself as spirit, and that you're going to enter into the realm of earth to have an experience that you can handle because you plan your life ahead of time. And you know, as a sovereign soul, the challenges that you can bear. When you come to earth and you embody into the earth realm, there's a forgetfulness. So now all these challenges that you gave yourself start to feel hard, heavy, something you didn't ask for. But just know there is truth to the term that you're never given more than you can bear because you gave it to yourself. So, coming from that perspective, when you go through all these challenges in life, all these difficult things that you've been through, you went through it as a sovereign soul to help the souls who were stuck and couldn't get out of their life plan. See, a lot of souls come here and they take on missions and then they get stuck in it. It's kind of like a cop that goes undercover, but then you start getting so deep into this world of this undercover life that you forget you're a cop. Right? Sometimes as spirits, we do that. We kind of take on too much. We didn't anticipate what this life would be like, and we just get caught up. And so here are these other souls, these other loving beings who say, I'm going to embody, go through these similar challenges so that I can help the souls who are stuck. So when you find yourself in life with a lot of challenges, you've been through everything. You've been homeless, you've been broke, you've been assaulted, you've Listen, everything that can happen to any woman seem like it's happened to you, then you're the soul that decided to take on that many challenges to help that many people. And now, as the awakening is happening, as the awakening is on board, now it's time for you to help the people you are here to help. And even if you think yourself, well, I'm broken myself, how can I help anybody? You're just broken in your mind because you've forgotten your purpose and why you're here. When you tap back into that purpose, you realize that brokenness just needed to be experienced so that when you talk to people who are broken, you have a reference. But you're not going to stay broken because you didn't go through all these challenges for nothing. You see what I'm saying? And this is how you came in to help awaken the divine feminine at this time. Because the reason we are where we are in this world, in this time, in this framing, is because what's out of balance is the feminine is not present. She's here, but she needs to be present in full awareness in every single one of us. And the more we awaken to her and who she is, balance is restored to the world. And the feminine is strong energy because she is creator. So it needs a strong vessel from which to create. So now, as a woman, you have to stand in your strength. You have to. Because that's the only way you're going to channel the energy of the divine feminine so it can be born into this space and time to restore balance to the world. Let me check the comments and I'll keep going. Yes, we need women's power. Claire said, game over. Claire, Claire, yes, yes, yes. Listen, game over. I'm going to tell you what it's like. I didn't grow up playing chess. I still don't know how to play chess. I've tried to learn. I can't. Maybe I just need a good teacher. But I used to play checkers. My sister used to teach me how to play checkers, and she'd cheat every time. So it made me really want to win. You know what I'm saying? But chess or checkers, there comes a point where the game is over. You know the game's over. You can still move on the board. Run over here, run over there, run over here. But ultimately, you're outnumbered and the game is over. That's what it's been for eons. Just moving on the board, but the game's over. So you're saying, how do we just end this game now? How do we completely just look, wrap it up, put up the board, listen, knock the pieces off, flip the table, it's a wrap. How do we get to the point where it's a wrap? Well, now it's a wrap when we can get the numbers on the board to realize their value. You're not a little piece. You have huge value as a woman. You are a major player in this game of life as a woman. I remember my guys asked me that a long time ago. Do you even know why you were born female? And I know people have their own personal preferences and sexual identity with female. But for me, it resonated in a sense of, do you know why you even have a womb? Do you know the power of your womb? How much more that puts you in proximity to be really connected to the universe and to creation. You understand what I'm saying? You're that much closer to creation. And over all this time, someone has convinced us that we are less than. And I was having a conversation by the lake watching the sunset. And my guys were talking to me and they said, how big do you think God is? How important do you think Goddess is? How important do you think the universe is? Is it magical? Is it huge? Is it full of possibilities? Is it powerful? Is it amazing? Is it the greatest creation? And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I'm like, it's all of that. And they said, then why would something that magnificent create a human being to be basic? If we are made in the image, we're anything but basic. You are going to reflect the magnificence of the thing that created you. So if you believe the world and the universe to be this amazing thing, and nature to be this amazing thing, and the stars and the galaxies to be these amazing things, why aren't you? Because ain't nothing that damn amazing gonna create something basic. Doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? So now the awareness of your power changes the game. Because now that little piece can't just keep running across the board anymore. Now we put a stop to this. But that awareness has to come in. And that awareness, that triggering, that's going to spark for the women who don't remember, it's going to come from you. Your story, your energy, your vibration. When you've taken the time to balance it and be in alignment, and then you show up, it don't matter what you're talking about. You could talk about two blind cats crossing the street, and you're going to be waking people up because the truth is just pouring out of you. It's an essence. It's a vibe. It's a feeling. It's a connection. It's the words in the words wrapped up that no one can see. The vibration you're delivering. It don't matter what you're talking about. All you got to do is show up. So don't worry too much if you have a channel about structuring your stuff, organizing it. You know, that stuff that you maybe I keep dropping this book on. The stuff that you overthink. You overthink the preparation, and there's got to be, the message got to line up just like this, and it has to flow, and there's only one flow now, and it's heart flow, and it's just got to flow and do its own thing. You can structure it if you want, but if it's frustrating you to structure it, just go. You might get on a live and you have no clue what the hell you're going to talk about. And the universe is going to use you in that moment to say the most profound things. I'm telling you. And if you've been, okay, this is a message here. If there is someone you need to reach out to who you haven't reached out to in a while, someone who you need to talk to, family, friend. For some of us, it might even be like our bosses, co-workers, something you need to say. And you're contemplating whether or not you have either the strength to say it or the right words to say. This saying, just show up and initiate the conversation, because whatever you need to say, your strength is going to show up when it needs to, and you're just gonna say the right things. You're going to say the true things. It doesn't have to be right for anybody else. It just has to be right for you. If it's from your truth, it's the right thing. So if there's someone contemplating a conversation that's difficult that they need to have, just show up authentically yourself, and the words will come, and you'll know exactly what you need to say. All right. So yes, that was just pouring. It was pouring. It was pouring. I had to let it out. Yes, hit the like button for me. I see you, Starling. agree. Time to balance our energies to get the big picture. Yes, facts. I'm far from basic. I love it. Yes, I'm loving this vibe. Listen. I'm seeing so many things, but I'm seeing the warrior energy first. My guys keep showing me this the women who used to walk the fields and they have two machetes on their side, right? And if ever they were in danger, they pull the machetes and they start banging them. And wherever they are, when they hit those machetes together, a whole host of ass whooping women was about to show up. There's a horn. There's another tribe of women that used to blow the horn. That's why if you check out my thumbnail, I really want you to look at that. That one came through on a deep download. The one who was above the village, who saw everything. That could also be in shamanic form. It doesn't always have to be just in physical form. The highest seer is about to blow the horn to alert everybody to get information. That kept coming through as well. It's time to blow the horn, representative of the voice. Okay, if you're not called to physically go out there and go wake up the neighborhood and blow something. Just it's about you starting to use your voice now more often in every single moment. It's time to just listen, just flow from the heart space. Use your voice to just start to resonate the truth that you're standing in, because that's what people need the most right now. They just need the truth. And it's going to be in such a way that you could be standing there speaking deep, resonating, awakening truth to somebody, and you could be surrounded by people who don't know what the hell you guys are talking about, because now it's going to have its own language. So don't worry too much about coding. You are the code. And whoever you speak to, when you're guided to speak to them, they will receive the code. And the thing is, they keep telling us we're the ones they don't see coming. So there's a reason why your channels aren't getting the highest views. There's a reason why it seems like the algorithm they tell you need to follow, it doesn't work. It's not supposed to work, because they don't determine the algorithm for the divine creator. Their algorithm is a copy. Their algorithm is a copy of the algorithm of nature and evolution and awakening. And that's the algorithm you need to follow. So don't worry about the numbers. That's another message that kept coming up as well. Don't worry about the numbers. All across the board, they're going to start dropping the numbers to make it seem as if you're just not reaching people. Your message is being felt. You don't have to see it in the numbers. But that resonating love energy, listen, it don't move like regular numbers. Love frequency don't move like everything else. It can flip something upside down like that. So don't worry. Don't let the numbers bother you. This is now just about heart resonance and being in alignment. Follow the algorithm that's naturally given to you. Man-made algorithm, that's not your space. And your success is determined by the mother, the great mother of all creation. It's not going to be determined by man. All right. Let's check that off. Next, organize your thoughts. Okay? If you're somebody, you got a lot of thoughts running through your head all the time, that's me. That's me. I got a lot that I think about. Projects I need to do, with this stuff I need to get done. When you're busy, busy, busy in your head, now the universe is saying you got to make space for some other stuff to come in. So it's time to organize your thoughts. If that means organize your life, then that's what you need to do. Are there old files and paperwork and stuff you've been needing to shred, organize, or go through? Now's the time to do it. If you have a lot in your mind about tasks you need to complete, it's time to start writing them down and prioritizing them so that you can free up your energy to receive more from the universe. Busy mind that's busy with a lot of external things, it doesn't often make room for you to contemplate deeper things within yourself. So organizing your books, your home, your files, your documents, your paperwork, stuff you need to back up, stuff you need to label. It's a great time to do that now so that there is room and space in your mind and your thoughts for that peace, that sense of peace. Helps to create a bigger space. And now, with that bigger space, you can fill it with things that are going to help you to move forward in a balanced way. All right, organize your thoughts. Next thing was be in receiving mode and let things come to you. So sometimes you might feel like you got to do a lot of research. That's me. I love to research. So I love to go search things out and research and do this and study. And my guys were like, now it's time to understand that receiving mode, that you're not going to have to go out and read every book and try to learn everything, because listen, you can't acquire all the knowledge of the world that way, right? You can't read every book in this lifetime. You can't understand every concept in this lifetime. But what you can do is you can allow those things to just be tools that help you to remember that you already have the wisdom within. And that when you read that book or you listen to that podcast or you try to understand this new idea, this new concept of something, or you go deeper into your research, it's just the tools that you use to bring forth the awareness that's already in within. And within you is all of the awareness. So everything you're looking for out there is already in here. You're just using the external things as tools to remind you of that. Okay. But be more in receiving mode, because the information is going to be given to you faster than you can read it in a book. And now you need to trust it, because you're going to get so much information that you're just going to use the book now to just say, oh, confirmation that I already know this. Okay. All right. Let's see. I already did. Oh, next thing they told me, tag team beatdown. I said, tag team beatdown. Let's see. Now that's interesting. So what they were saying was, when you take that time to rest, right? Somebody else is on the world stage. Somebody else is in the spirit realm. Somebody else is already helping you to do your work. We're not doing this alone. A lot of us are working together in spirit. That's why we resonate with each other in the physical, because in spirit, Claire, me and you, we like this. Everybody here in the realm of spirit, we are tight. We doing work together, okay? So when we're in the world of physicality, we have familiarity with each other, as the energy just feels familiar. So if you're dealing with an issue and we're part of the same soul group, when you go take your rest that you need, we got you. We got you. You're good. All right? That's how we look out for each other. And then when it's your turn to jump back in, like wrestling, right? Tag me in. I'm coming in now with fresh perspective, uh, clarity, more awareness of power, and now I'm doing the work. you take a break, you rest. This is when you're on the field. I don't want to call it a battlefield, but it's the closest thing to reference. You don't put everybody on the line all at once. This group can go in, do what they do, fall back. Another group who's been fresh and rested, you go in, you do what you do, fall back. The next group, they fully rested, fully armed, fully empowered, you step up. So it's just this constant wave of change without a break, without a falter, without a fault, because you've been listening to your guidance about when to rest. Because when we tag you in, you got to be ready. You got to be ready. So all this work, even if you feel like you've been sit down, you've been paused, life is stagnant, that's, listen, take your break. When you get your break, take your break. Because once you get back to work, listen, it's serious business. It's serious business. So you're going to get tagged back in. Just rest if you need to rest. All right. Doesn't always mean physical fight. Got that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about now is, that's kind of the last thing I'm going to touch on tonight, is if you end up losing your job or if you're out of work right now, the universe wants you to know with all certainty and assurity that if you find yourself out of work, willingly or unwillingly, or if you're currently not working, you still have a job to do. And the job that you have to do is to get out there in your authentic self and share your story. Because the people who resonate with you, they're going to get tuned into you, all to hear you at the moment where you display to them your awakening in real time. Because the more you embody your true path and your sincere authenticity and you show up with that, you are in an awakened state. And when you embody that awakened energy and somebody is tuned into you, they're receiving vibrations and codes for awakening. So if you're not working or you found yourself fired, you got to take this time to process this. But Spirit is saying you can still process it and share it in real time because people need to see how you navigate this. Don't be afraid to talk about what you're going through, because somebody out there is going to compile something. I see the people out there who are going to be editing. Listen, you just put your video out there and make it accessible. People are going to start putting and piecing together stories. And this story is going to paint a picture of humanity that might not look nothing like the narrative they're trying to feed you. And we are leaving behind an amazing story for the next generation, because it's time for us to graduate this school. Now, there's some people who want to just stay kicking it, when it's time to get serious and it's time to graduate and move on. But people, they just, all the time they've ever spent, they just been kicking it. They never really put in any work. We can't worry about the reality they created for themselves. And that's truly, okay, this is truly the last message now. Do not allow yourself to live in the reality that someone else has created for themselves. If you've spent time mastering yourself, working on yourself, healing your families, you deserve to experience a life and a reality that shows that. It has to reflect that. The world will only give you what you put in. It's your reaping time. So if you've put in that goodness in yourself, you will have a reality that reflects that. Now, somebody else right next to you, their whole world might be crumbling down. But that's the reality they created for themselves. So if people, that person that catastrophizes when they're going through something, it's the end of the world for them, and then they talk to you and you kind of take on that energy, and now you feel like it's the end of the world for you. You got to put up a boundary for that. Okay? Permeable boundaries. The boundary that says, I can sympathize, I can empathize, but I'm not going to switch my energy as if this is my reality. We are still individual expressions of all that is, sharing and creating in this whole. My guys are saying it's like a pomegranate. The earth is this pomegranate, and if you split it open, all these little individual seeds, all in their own little casings, that's every human in their own little world. So yes, we're a part of this huge thing, but we're also in our own little individual little bubbles in the worlds we've created. And if your world is beautiful, someone who has made choices to create an ugly world for themselves, they don't get to take your beautiful space from you. You own that space. That's like we're going back to the seat in the chair now. You got to own that space. You got to defend that space. You got to defend that beauty, defend that positivity, defend that progress, defend that success. Because if everybody goes all the way back to darkness, who has the light? So defend your light, defend your voice, defend your strength, enhance your powers, share your gifts, build community. Because the very people who try to take your shine from you are going to be the ones so freaking happy that they weren't successful, because you're going to hold the light that they need to see. And when that awareness comes back to them, they're going to weep. Ooh, they're going to weep. And that's where they're going to meet somebody with a heart of forgiveness. But never until they actually come to the realization. They want forgiveness before they come to the realization. And it's like, no. The forgiveness comes to bring the balance. And if you don't have the awareness of what you've done, it can't get balanced. And now justice got to deliver that awareness to you. And now when you get it, and I can recognize you as soul, now the forgiveness is powerful. Now the forgiveness goes somewhere. You see what I'm saying? Just watch them spell it into existence. Yes, that's my whole family. So listen, this was a message that wanted to come out. I was getting so much interference. It was a loud truck outside my window. They started working on the roof. So when the sound didn't come on the first one, I'm like, oh man, am I supposed to do this? And my guy just said, keep going. If you get on the next time and the volume works, then this is the time to deliver the message. So I know and I hope you guys got something good out of this. Words beyond the words at this point. Okay. What I've been doing lately too is I've started to delve more into the energy of the goddesses. I'm starting to channel these energies because every goddess has a story. And the story behind every goddess is your story. And I'm told that if I want to truly bring the feminine energy back into this realm so it can be balanced, we're going to have to learn about that energy. This world is patriarchal because you were just given the energy of the father, but you're going to have to seek the energy of the mother. You're going to have to find her. right? And until we find her and say her name and bring her forward, the imbalance will continue. So now it's time to learn about the feminine. So ultimately, when my guys ask me the question, do you even know why you were born female? I came into understanding later. I couldn't answer it then, but I can come into understanding now that the reason I was born female is to be the voice of the feminine, to tell her story, to paint her pictures, to say her name, to describe her characteristics, so that when other feminines, goddesses hear about these amazing women, they'll realize that it was just a moment in time that their divine energy was captured so that it could be shown to them today so that they could remember who they are. Every single goddess and every single story about the divine mother and the divine feminine is a snapshot, a photograph that you're now going to look at to remember yourself, because all of those divine energies are you. Every single one of them. The good, the bad, and the ugly, it's all embodied within us. And at any given moment, you are powerful enough. Your womb connection to source is powerful enough to say, at any given moment, whatever energy you need, I can give it to you, because you have the portal to connect. And you can channel the energy of any goddess you desire. One who's wise, one who's strong, one who's outspoken, one who's loving, one who's fierce, one who's skilled, one who's nurturing. You can channel any goddess at any time. That's the power of your womb. Okay? And you don't have to read a book for that. You are the book. You are the blueprint. There is no life without you. So unless humanity can figure out how to elevate women and children to their rightful place and men in place to help to bring the balance, humanity goes nowhere, because everybody has to be in their right seat. And sometimes there are a lot of women who think the responsibility is on the man to lead, guide, and protect. And the Goddess I channel says it was always the responsibility of the one who brought life into this world to protect it. If you brought life into this world, it is your responsibility to protect it. That's why it was given to you. So there's no greater protector of all living things than the women who come together and realize that that's what you were here to do. You are here to protect. And you're going to have to stand in your strength to do it. Yes. Hey, we all give birth in many different ways. Many ways. When you speak words that make someone cry or uplift their spirit, you just gave birth to something that wasn't here. So every time you speak, you've given birth. All right. So I'm going to close out. I appreciate you all being here. Look, I kept it right at an hour. That's nice. So thank you guys. I'm researching The Black Queen Calafia. That's what I've been doing lately. I've been doing some research on this Black Amazon queen called Calafia, who apparently is who California is named after. Now, they say she's fictitious. Okay, they wrote about her in, I think, 1510. She was a fictitious character in a book who was a Amazon queen that ruled over a realm called California. And they named California after her. So I'm looking into her. And when I tapped into her, I got to go deeper with it and just give me a little snippet. But when I tapped into her, the first thing she had me do was protect myself. She gave me a powerful movement of protection. See if I remember it. She went like this: to the left of me, to the right of me, above me, below me, within me, without. Protection for my soul. May you be blessed by God, Goddess, and so it is. That's how she hit me up when I connected with her. So I'm like, ooh, yes. I got to go deeper than this because this connection is amazing. Okay. I started writing poetry. I'm like, I like this connection. So as you channel the goddesses, that's where your gifts are going to be. They just been waiting for you to connect because the goddess is you. So this is it. This is your homework for the week. Find one goddess. Connect with her vibes. She's got some information for you. I'm telling you. Even if you're a man and you're watching, connect with a goddess because you need to balance your inner feminine as well. We all have masculine and feminine. That's what created us to be whole. All right? The heart and mind, clear representatives of the masculine and feminine. Two hemispheres of the brain. All right? We have to bring balance to all of it. So connect with a goddess energy and see what message she has for you. Next time I check in, we could talk about it in the comments because I'm telling you that they want to be heard, they want to be seen, they want to be spoken of. Because if they told you it was you, you wouldn't believe it anyway. So they have to put it in a character and call it a myth and call it a story because we're so disconnected from our truth that if people told us that's you, that goddess is you, she is your potential, we still wouldn't believe it. But you tell it like a story and it can stick. But it's realer than you think. Truth is stranger than fiction. So thank you guys for checking in. Yeah, even the saints, if you connect with a saint, if you're more religious and you connect with a saint, connect with the saint now because listen, truth was splintered everywhere. You ain't gonna show me not one belief system, spiritual or religion, that still don't have a ring of truth. You know why it has to have a ring of truth? Because if there was no truth there, nobody listened. We are naturally drawn to the truth. So even when you read a text that people say, yo, this text is corrupt, it's just got people doing all these crazy things, fighting over this and this, still sprinkled in there is the truth because the mother says, wherever you decide to look, I will be there. I'm everywhere. You can't erase me from anything. So it don't matter what you read. It don't matter what you study. It don't matter who you worship or what you do. Whenever it is that you're ready to seek that truth, it'll be in what you're looking at. And then the minute you zoom into it, observe it, it absorbs into you and brings you an awakening. And then wherever you go from there, it doesn't matter because you will be set free. Truth will set you free. Thank you guys. I love and appreciate you. What say to you is here. Thank you for showing up. Wholeness always. Thank you, Claire, Starling, Antonia. Who else am I missing? I hope I'm not missing anybody. Juliet, Julie Bop, Big 1111. Trying to scroll back as far as I can. And anybody watching, even if you didn't comment, it's okay. I love and appreciate you. Keep having an amazing, amazing day. Don't get distracted. Don't let people convince you the sky's falling. Okay? Stay grounded in yourself. Blessings and peace to all across the nation, everywhere. Listen, be in balance. I love you guys. I love you. Thank you for being awesome and amazing. I appreciate you. Bye. Still reading these messages. Bye, guys.